can say a whole bunch of things. At the end of the day, you have to show it.
And you want to get the fans going in your own building? Hit Crosby. And then he has a set of hands that are incredible.
Back through the legs, off the skate. Domi doesn't pick it up. Too much ice to cover for everybody.
A save by Hart. Wow. He got right to left. Incredible goal by Giroux. Watch this. Puck protection and elevates that shot. Giroux walks through. Oh my goodness. This is something special right here.
Be a Flyer.
All right. Welcome back for me. It has been 2 weeks since I've been here. Welcome to the Pucking Flyers. Sam, how was the last 2 weeks without my annoying sound bites?
It's been great, actually. I've liked not hearing that I'm fake.
That's it? That's the only one I play?
Oh, there's a few others that you play that are kind of really annoying.
As everybody can see, I have a whole list of what I play, just sitting there in the wings.
And he plays it to annoy me.
Yes. As you can see, Patrick is not here. He is coming back from North Carolina as we speak. He said he should be in his house by 9:30, but who the heck knows? So we have a hockey team that played. Some would say unfortunately, some would say fortunately, so that we can get the season over. But their captain, Claude Giroux, is in a lot of trade speculation. And let's just say a lot of teams are coming to watch Flyers games. A lot of Flyer scouts are going elsewhere to watch other minor league games or NHL games. So even though it is Claude Giroux's choice on where and when he's traded, things could be in the works just in case he does say one random day that he wants out. So that's kind of where we're at. We will get a list of teams for you, but Sam, let's hear your thoughts on that.
I mean, in the cesspool that is Flyers Twitter, I know today's popular theory is that Florida Panthers are looking to make a package trade and give us Owen Tippett, who is literally a clone for Wade Allison. You would not be able to tell them apart if they were on the same line. So we would get.
Does he at least stay on the ice?
Owen Tippett, yes. He doesn't really get hurt all that much. Sorry, my sister's dog.
Thank God. That's all right. Thank God, because actually Wade Allison did come back this week, I believe, sent to the Phantoms.
Yes, he was taken off IR. He was sent back to the Phantoms. He was supposed to play, and then he was scratched. So he did not join the Phantoms this weekend. And this is Scout.
Yeah, so I'm kind of looking at an article from Sam Carchidi. Does a great job.
Yes.
This is on Philly Hockey Now. There's growing interest in the Giroux situation, and his newest team is the Florida Panthers, like Sam said, and also are included Colorado, like we've mentioned in weeks past, Carolina, which is an interesting one, St. Louis, and Minnesota.
I would be interested to see what Carolina would offer for him, since Carolina is already a super strong team. Obviously, I mean, they're playing really decently this year, and he would be joined up down there with some former Flyers, including head coach Brenda Moore.
It's interesting because anytime a team gets rid of their captain or a big player, they are usually in a rebuilding mode, and Chuck Fletcher's come out and said that they want to be retooling. So normally you would want to get minor leaguers back or draft picks or young prospects, but it'll be interesting to see how Chuck Fletcher tiptoes that line of the future versus next year. And because if you're any of those teams that I mentioned, you're not going to want to give up any significant depth just to get Claude Giroux. So because you're playing for this year, so it's going to be interesting to see who they get back that's NHL ready.
And especially, I was just having a discussion with a girl on Twitter, because obviously I keep an eye on Carolina for multiple reasons, but Alex Lyon was recalled, and then he was just sent back today to Chicago. But Freddie Anderson was hurt. Who knows what's going on with him? But she made a valid point that you're going to see a couple of these AHL guys recalled and then sent back, recalled, sent back, recalled, sent back, because every dollar is counting right now because it is trade deadline.
Yes.
So
yeah,
he may she made a point. She's like, Alex could very well be sitting in Carolina right now, but just saying that they're sending him back to Chicago. Because
it's all a money game. It's all trying to find cap room to add to your team, especially if you are in the playoff hunt, especially if you are in the top 6 teams in the league. You're trying to add depth wherever you can. Is there anything else you wanted to add to the Flyers situation in general?
This year,
the Giroux situation, I mean.
The Giroux situation.
Yeah.
I hope he makes it to his 1,000th game as a Flyer. That's all I want to see. But
somebody else brought that up to me. I didn't know that. But it is interesting. Well, my personal opinion is that I do not think he gets traded.
My brother thinks the same. My brother thinks that he's going to make it to the end of the season, and then he's going to be traded in the offseason.
Well, he can't be traded in the offseason.
Well, not traded, but,
he's just going to walk.
Yeah.
See, I think hypothetically, if he does get traded, that he will come back in the offseason. But the problem with that is the teams know that he's a free agent. The teams know that he wants to come back. From what we know, so that will bring down his price. So it's a very tricky line that Chuck Fletcher has to make, and I'm super thankful that I'm not him right now, because that is a very, very tricky situation.
It's a fine line he's walking right now.
Yeah. Some would say those boots aren't made for walking. Now, we had a major star come back, Kevin Hayes. He seemed pretty good for his first game back not all year, but
I guess with the surgery he had an infection in that area, and they had to drain it out, and the team told him no, and he basically told them,
yes.
Yeah, I'm going back whether you like it or not. So, but good for him to come back. It's nice to see someone like him come back healthy. We just need him to tell Ryan Ellis to not be a figment of the imagination and come back too.
Yeah. I was kind of going back, and I think it's just kind of doing some what's the word? Looking at what?
Do we even know what Ryan Ellis's initial injury was?
I do not. They've been kind of sneaky about that.
Okay, yeah. They're super sneaky about that on the Phantoms too.
But as I was perusing North Carolina last week, I was kind of taking a 500,000 foot view of this team. And I was thinking, we're expecting way too much from a team right now that doesn't have a lot of its core playing right now. And I think their last game, which was Saturday, right? Sunday.
Saturday. They played the Blackhawks.
Saturday, yeah. Yeah. So I think you saw glimpses of what, Kevin Hayes can do, how he can open up the ice a little bit. And you go back and think, like, Ryan Ellis is a prime impact player. Kevin Hayes is. Sean Couturier definitely is. Joel Farabee missed time. So right there, I just counted off 4 players that are a part of your top 6 core that have been hurt for 75% of the year, and most of it has been all at the same time. So I think that we've been a little bit, even though I am on the tankathon bandwagon, I think that it has been a little bit too much of us to think just to think of for them to win a couple games in a row when they're really not having a lot of help.
And I hate going off topic, but I know a lot of people are getting on Ivan Provorov for regressing this year, but has he had a solid pairing?
No, but I do think that he should be better than what he is.
Because Ellis was supposed to be his solid pair. That was supposed to be his partner.
Yes, I do believe that, but you have to think, why hasn't he, I don't know, played better?
Been better, yeah.
Like, I don't need him to score. I mean, I always want him to score, but I mean, just don't turn the puck over in your own zone. I don't know why it's that difficult. Make a simple pass to get an outlet all the way down the ice. I mean, it's a pretty frustrating thing, because after his 2 years, I really thought, dang, we're gonna have our own Keith Yandel, Duncan Keith, where it'd be like, hey, he's with us for 12 years, and it's gonna be really hard to say goodbye to him, and he's gonna play really well and be that number one for a long time. But we haven't seen that, and I think we have to readjust our expectations for him.
I think as a fan base, we have to readjust our expectations right now. Someone said at the Phantoms game, I think Friday or Saturday night, this is what we're calling 2 to 3 years away. And I turned around because, just joking around. I said, you know what? We're 2 to 3 years away from being 5 to 7 years away. You leave us alone. But,
Well, hey, we are number 6 in the tankathon. So there's that.
And then, you have people who are just so negative on Twitter, just saying, oh, we're gonna tank this and get a 6th or 7th round pick. And it's just like, can you just be happy with whatever we get? Like, I understand, we're doing horrible this season, but just be happy with what we get and deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, go find a different team.
No, well, Sam, hold on. Time out. This is where we go wrong. We've been waiting for so long to find a consistent team. I mean, they've gone on and off of the playoffs, and it's frustrating. It's very, very disappointing for them to, because think of it this way: they're the only team not buzzing around the city. Like the Union. I know Patrick would hate me for saying this, but the Union. I'll probably get a text while he's listening to this. The Union get more hype than the Flyers. Like, that's pathetic. That's pathetic. I'm not saying the Union don't deserve it, but
even the Wings, to be honest.
Yeah, like the Flyers, they need to find an identity, and they need with this next coach, whether it's Mike Yeo or somebody else, they need to find somebody that will be here for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I think that they need to live and die with their decision. AV was a little bit different because he showed that in his first year that he can get them there, and he has gotten them back since. But I think this next coaching hire is going to be super, super, super important.
So my next question is, I mean, I already know the answer, but you don't think Mike Yeo is staying?
I personally don't think so. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think he did a good job. I think he's done okay for what he has, but I think that you need to just clean slate it.
Yeah. But who knows who will be up on the Flyers docket for coaching. That's another
Rick
hurdle.
Tocchet.
You really want Tocchet?
I would love some fire, some energy, some FU attitude. I'm all for it.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure he's on the list, but I mean that's another hurdle to jump through after.
We will get that day one of the off season. All right. And I missed the timestamp. All right. This is why Patrick usually does this job. Okay. Phantoms update.
All right. Well, we were doing well. The boys have just not been playing up to par. We lost Felix Sandstrom for about 3 weeks to a groin injury. He took a pretty hard collision in net. We are now 7. Let me make sure. We were 7 points out of the 6th spot. I'm going to talk about that first. This is Jackson Cates.
Yeah, I heard about it. I did not see the video until now.
Yeah. So
was that right in front of your seats?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I unfortunately was not there when the initial collision happened. I had just gotten food. I heard what happened, and then everyone stopped and everything was quiet.
That looks face first.
He did the possible best thing he could have ever done, was go face first.
Wow.
My colleague Tony Andrakaitis made that post there. Jackson is okay, and he will be okay, but you know, I don't let my emotions get me. You see these guys take hits all the time, but when you see a player out cold on the ice, and Jackson was out cold, it was scary. It was very scary to watch that. That could have been a career-ending injury. He could have hit his back, he could have hit his head, and it could have been spinal cord. All of his scans came back clear. So I think it's just a case of really bad whiplash, but so prayers to him and his family, but that was scary. That was probably the most intense hit I've ever seen in my life. And he did eventually wave off to the fans as he was being stretchered off. So that's how everybody knew he was okay, but he was in the hospital overnight.
Yeah. It's just kind of, I mean, it's hard for the defender because he's trying to make a play, and Jackson Cates looks like he's a little bit losing his balance.
And it wasn't even that. He got pushed.
Yeah, I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it's just something that in hockey it's going to happen just because of the speed of the game and how their players are taught.
And then you have everybody just being like, "Oh, that play should be looked at," and I'm like, "Yeah, it should be looked at, but are they actually going to get penalized because it wasn't called?"
I don't think it should be any sort of sanction or anything. I don't think the defender did anything wrong. I think he was just trying to defend. I don't think he tried to hit him that hard. I think it was more of just kind of the look of it and how, you know, he did go into the boards because, you know, 90% of the time they get hit like that, they're able to stop themselves. But this is kind of those couple rare cases where it you know, he wasn't able to.
Yes, we are currently now 7 points out of playoff position. So
good. The Phantoms can win all they want. It's the team in South Philly that cannot win all the time.
They need to get it together. They play Hershey on Wednesday. We play, I believe, Laval, which is the Habs AHL team, on Friday, and Hartford, which is the Rangers AHL team, on Saturday.
Nice.
So we've got 3 really important games coming up.
Now, is Cam York back at all?
Cam York is back. Yep.
Thank God.
And he's actually playing really decently. He made a goal Wednesday night. I texted you guys about that.
Yeah.
I went into the press conference because I was pressed for nitty gritty at that game. When am I not?
Nice.
And I asked him. I was like, what's like the transition back from coming to Philly to here? And he's like, yeah, the biggest transition is the speed, because you're going from one rate of speed, and then you're slowing down, kind of. So, but he's like, during the press conference, he was just like, every game from here on out is important, talking about the Phantoms. I'm like thinking to myself, yes, Cam, every game is important.
Now, what do you think about Morgan Frost going down?
I don't.
Because I know that was a hot topic.
So my feelings on Morgan Frost is I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't completely hate the kid. I've never been his biggest fan, but I don't like the way that this organization keeps yo-yoing these kids. It's not fair to them. You're going to keep yo-yoing Cam York. You're going to keep yo-yoing Morgan Frost. You're going to keep yo-yoing Isaac Ratcliffe. I swear to God, if you keep playing with Ratcliffe, what
are you going to do about it? What are you going to do?
I'm going to hurt Chuck Fletcher. I'll put Scout on him. Now
here's a question. I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think they're doing it because of injury/COVID reasons. And I think that kind of hurts them, but I don't think it's necessarily the Flyers' fault per se.
Keep yo-yoing someone like Morgan Frost. How much more development does he truly need?
Well, it's not that he needs. It's now is the time to play him up. This isn't baseball where you get a certain amount of transactions back and forth. You can move him up and down however you want, but you need to see what you have now while you have NHL games. It's not a preseason game. It's real life. It's a regular season, and Morgan Frost needs to be up. I'm sorry, I don't want to see blanket on a name, but I don't want to see somebody else who isn't going to be with this team next year over Morgan Frost just because he's playing better. Like he should. Morgan Frost should be given every opportunity from now until the end of the year to see what he has. If he doesn't have anything, so be it. You at least gave him a look. You can't get a look from the Lehigh Valley. I mean, it's just different.
It's frustrating because you see these kids play well, decently, if not well, in the NHL. And I understand, money's a factor and injuries a factor, and things are a factor, but how much more development does someone like Morgan Frost need? Cam York, yes, development. Isaac Ratcliffe, yes, development. But someone like Morgan Frost was drafted in 2017. He's been in this league now for 3 years. Yeah, he came in 2019.
Yeah. So the lines here today from Jordan Hall were Giroux, Lawton, Konechny, Farabee, Brassard, Atkinson, Lindblom, Hayes, Van Riemsdyk, Mayhew, Brown, McEwen. Now, I get that Morgan Frost isn't a fourth-line player, but move Oscar Lindblom down. Or, I mean, I don't know who else you would take out of that lineup to put Morgan Frost up. That might be another reason why, because they knew Hayes would come back and somebody's got to go down. But I do think that Morgan Frost should not be the guy that's down. If anything, it should be Gary LeMahieu, even though he's played well. I get it, but this is we're not trying to win. Yeah. We're just trying to see what you have.
Well, and then you also have Patrick Brown, who I believe came back.
Yeah. He's at the center on the fourth line.
Kevin Newman or
Connaughton.
yeah, Connaughton.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
he's not playing. And plus I think he's a defenseman anyway.
Okay.
So it's really the only person that you would move down out of the line. I mean, you're not moving McEwen down. He's played too well. Van Riemsdyk, that's not possible. The only people that you could possibly move is Lindblom or Mayhew, and you're not going to move Lindblom down, so it would have to be Mayhew.
And Mayhew is a two-way contract.
Right.
So he would be able to get recalled back down to the Phantoms.
Exactly. So I don't like the decision, but I guess it's better than Morgan Frost not playing.
Yeah, and I mean he does get big minutes. He does.
As he should.
In Lehigh, and so does Cam York, and so does Ratcliffe. So
yeah,
I can't really complain. Tanner Lazinski's been playing well as well since he's been back. It's so nice to see him back. So hopefully he gets a recall soon, but I don't think it'll happen this season. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Phantoms. They
all right.
They really need to excuse my language here, but get their heads out of their asses, so they're not going to be making.
Whoa! All right. Well, let's go over our picks for this week. The Flyers have 3 games. We have Patrick's picks for this week. All right. So they play the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow night, which I will be at personally.
You're going to be there?
I will be there.
I'm pressed.
Yeah, they are. Marissa got tickets for Christmas, and she's a big Nolan Patrick fan, so she wanted to go see him. I haven't really looked to see if he's playing yet. I know he has been playing, but we will have to see. So they have them tomorrow night. Then you have at the Panthers Thursday, and then at the Hurricanes. So you kind of got a little bit of a Florida swing Thursday and Saturday. So Patrick, he says that the Flyers will go 1-1-1, that they will beat Vegas, lose to Florida, and an OT loss to Carolina. So kind of in a row.
I'm going to say 1-2.
1-2. All right.
I think they're going to beat Vegas, but they're going to lose to Florida and Carolina.
Good. Beat Vegas. I need a win. Tomorrow. Because I don't go to sporting events that I lose very often. Even though we went to the Phantoms game and we lost. I'm gonna go 2-1. Big week out of the Fly guys. I think they're gonna beat Vegas, and I think they're gonna beat Carolina. Actually, that Carolina game's on ABC.
I said to somebody that maybe Alex will be recalled and he'll be put in net against Philly.
Yeah, light them up.
No, it doesn't matter. I would still be a Flyers fan, even if Alex is in net.
Wrong.
All right. Is that it? I think that's a quick episode.
That was a quick episode.
Dang.
Okay. How to antagonize us.
Yeah. Okay. We now know the reason why our episodes take an hour and 10 minutes is because Patrick just keeps on yapping the entire time.
We love you, Pat. We miss you.
I can say that because I can defend myself off air.
But yeah. So I will be at the game tomorrow night against Vegas as press for Jamie. And yeah, I know it's gonna be a little late when we get it out, but happy birthday to Jamie Baskow, who is owner.
Oh yeah.
So
wait, you're going to it again tomorrow? Flyers game?
Yeah, I'll be pressed tomorrow night.
Oh, bet.
I'll be able to come down and see you and Marissa. So just let me know where your seats are.
I don't even know where we're sitting. I'm just showing up. Any inside access?
Like what? I can bring down free pretzels.
Bet, please.
Got you.
She's not a big soft pretzel fan, but it's okay. I'll just take both.
Okay. I got you.
All right. We will catch you guys next week where hopefully all 3 of us will be joined back together. There were many sound effects that I had to play because I usually do him off of Patrick.
Scout wasn't really a good fill-in. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on. Do better.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's loud. All right. Peace out, guys.
Bye,
Talk to
guys.
y'all later.